Well, all is about to be revealed. To make Josh eat more and Louise eat less, they're going to be swapping diets for the next 5 days. But first, they need to know what they're taking on.
Josh, we're going to start with you, and we're going to start with your breakfast. You are kidding me. No. Do you always start the morning with a fag, do you?
It's one of the best ones of the day, yeah.
Sorry, Louise, I do apologise. Bear in mind, we're not going to make you smoke the fags. Let's have a look at your actual breakfast. Let's see what you eat.
I don't eat breakfast.
That's better. So by lunchtime, you're obviously quite peckish.
Or maybe not.
How often do you tend to eat lunch in a week?
Maybe 3 times a week, something like that.
Fast food. Cup of soup. It's all saying to me, I don't really want to cook anything. Right, well, we must go on to dinners, eh? Your lovely nutritious starter of a fag.
Other than cigarettes, Josh ate fajitas, spaghetti bolognese, pizza and half a tin of sausage and beans, eating only 4 nights out of 7.
Louise?
I'm a little bit speechless. That's a week's worth of food, yeah.
A guy of Josh's size and age needs 2,500 calories a day. Skipping breakfast, lunch and sometimes dinner means on average Josh is consuming just 1,200 calories.
The only bit of fresh fruit or veg that you had in the entire week was the little bit of limp lettuce in the fajita that you had. That was it. You are essentially starving.
Seeing all the cigarettes in the tube did make me think that maybe I smoke more than I should and that I eat less than I should. To actually see the amount that I would eat in a week it was almost pitiful.
Louise, it's your turn. Bacon, egg, cereal. Oh, gosh. So you would have a full fry-up, essentially, every day of the week?
We're only at breakfast, and already Louise's tube is level with Josh's entire week's worth of food.
All right, let's have a look at lunches now. Nice, big, cheese-filled baguettes. Crisps. Oh, yes. Takeaway fried chicken. Josh, tell me what you think.
Daunting.
Well, let's go on to dinners.
That's a roast dinner with some pâté and some cheese.
Just one dinner.
That is one dinner. How often would this happen, actually?
A couple of times a week.
The roast dinner, about 800 calories. Your starter of pâté, same calorie count. And pudding, another 600 calories. Cheese, another 600, 700, 800, depending how much you eat. Chocolates, do you see where you're just adding in?
But dinners don't stop there. A double portion of chili, burgers, chips and takeaways.
How many days a week would you have takeaways?
Probably every day.
On top of mammoth main meals, Louise is a snack machine.
Sandwich, crisps.
Washing all that down with sugary tea, lager and Alka-Pops means Louise is eating 4,000 calories a day, double the recommended 2,000 calorie intake. Her diet has twice the amount of sugar and 4 times the recommended daily amount of saturated fat. Louise is eating for 2, putting her at risk of high cholesterol, diabetes, stroke and heart disease. Now that the two Amys have met, it's time for them to come face to face with what they do or do not eat. And for both Amys, it's an opportunity to see what lies ahead this week.
So Amy, we're going to start with you, and we're going to start with breakfasts. What on earth is that?
That is a chocolate bar.
That is a chocolate bar. Any other breakfast to come?
That is all my breakfast.
Do you think it gets a bit better at lunchtime?
I hope so.
Oh, I hope so too. So does Amy. Let's have a look. Cereal?
That's more cereal.
So that's the breakfast that you should have had?
Yeah.
We've done all of breakfasts and we've done all of lunches for an entire week. Is this lady's a vegetarian? Perhaps dinner time is a great festival of fresh fruit and vegetables, is it? A slice of pizza. A slice of pizza. Look at this.
Seeing it come down, that's quite embarrassing.
There is one other thing that you use as a major source of energy, as a major pick-me-up, isn't there? You get through an average of about 2 litres of cola a day. Nothing nutritious, nothing that will make you grow, heal, repair. Pitiful, isn't it?
It really is.
An active teenager, Amy should be consuming around 2,000 calories a day, but her restrictive diet only contains an average 1,700 calories. 500 of those come from her love of fizzy diet drinks.
So, Amy, your turn. Are you ready for this? Breakfast for you first. I thought I said breakfast.
I eat leftovers from the night before a lot of the time for breakfast.
That's more than I would buy if I was going to a takeaway.
Good, tell her, don't tell me, tell her. Lunches, let's have a look. Bagels with fried egg and barbecue sauce. All right, dinner time. Oh, yes. It's sort of heavy, stodgy, starchy, masses of bread. That looks like Chinese takeaway.
That is.
Yeah, drinks?
I drink a lot of cola. It's disgusting.
You must have seen all this before. Why is it shocking you now?
I've never even thought of it that way before. It's horrible.
Young mum Amy's average calorie intake is a staggering 6,000 calories a day. That's a gut-busting 4,000 calories a day more than the average UK woman needs. Put bluntly, Amy's eating enough for 3 women every single day. Now they've weighed each other up, it's time for Dr. Christian to bring Stu and Alice face to face with each other's diets and see what's on the menu this week.
So we're going to start with you, Alice, just because. And we're going to start at the top of the day with breakfast.
That's my whole week's cereal.
That's your whole week's breakfasts.
That looks really small.
It is really small.
Oh my God.
What do you have to say for yourself there?
Sorry.
OK, so I think it's lunchtime now.
That's Melba toasts.
That you have with?
Soup.
Soup really is your lunch of choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah, every day.
And then finally, dinners. That was a small bowl of porridge. We're at dinners now, not breakfast anymore. What do you tend to drink?
Coffee. Oh, that looks horrible.
So thinking about your kids now on that diet and your kids watching you eating that sort of diet, what are your thoughts?
But I don't want them to think that's normal. It's not enough.
It certainly isn't enough. Alice should be consuming 2,000 calories a day, but she's taking on just 1,200, the amount recommended for a 1-year-old girl.
Right, Stuart, then. Starting, as we do, with breakfast. We've got burgers, chips, eggs, beans. What other things do you have for breakfast?
Crumpets, sausages.
Moving on to lunches. Do you have chips with everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's your probably one main vegetable, isn't it? Let's go on for dinners and see if this gets any better at all, OK? Here we go. Ooh. A lot of beans. Oh, we're not done with dinners. There's more dinner. What do you put on your broccoli?
Cheese.
What do you put on virtually all of your food?
Cheese.
Everything is in excess. All the bad fats you're having far too much of. Salt you're having far too much of. It needs to change. This is appalling.
Yeah.
It's appalling considering Stu should be eating 2,500 calories a day. Instead, he's packing away 5,600. He's eating for 2.
Heart attack in a tube.
To make Danny eat less and Vicky eat more, they're going to be swapping diets for the next 5 days. But first, they need to know what's on the menu this week.
Vicky, we're going to start with you, so let's start with your breakfast, OK? Wow, that looks like a yummy breakfast. What's that?
Toasty.
Let's have a look. What else? Oh, look. You really like toasties, don't you? Is that all you have for breakfast?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. What else is there to come? Oh, hallelujah. Something slightly different. Looks like a bit of black pudding and a bit of egg. So lunch is going to be more exciting, more varied, more flavourful.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? No, nor do I. Oh, look, what a surprise. More toasties. You're going to grow to love toasties by the end of this. Is eating a pleasure for you?
Not right now, no.
It's not. OK, finally, dinner time. Do you really eat all of that? 2 whole Yorkshire puddings?
Yeah, I enjoy stuff like that a lot more.
So if you enjoy that, why isn't this sort of thing more part of your diet than those relentless toasties?
Because they're not fitting into my lifestyle, and I don't know how to fit it into my lifestyle, and that's something I need to try and do.
All right, let's see some more. And that looks like a bit of chicken curry and rice. Do you eat the whole lot?
No, I usually leave half.
You're an adult woman in a busy job, and that's your week's worth of food, 3 meals a day.
Is that it?
Are you shocked by that?
I'm really, really shocked.
And so she should be. The amount recommended for an adult is 2,000 calories a day, but she's taking on just 1,500. That's what doctors advise for a 4-year-old.
Without supplementation, you're at risk of having a problematic pregnancy. OK, so this is vital. We stop this now. Yes? Agreed?
Definitely.
OK, Danny, it's your turn now. Oh, a bit of cake. That's a nice breakfasty thing, isn't it?
I was hungry and it was there, so I didn't think about anything else. I just
OK, that's a very good, honest answer, actually.
Yeah.
And I suspect that will be the answer to a lot of this.
Yeah, probably.
Let's have a look at what else there is. And what are you spreading on your toast here? Chocolate spread?
Chocolate spread or peanut butter.
Let's see what else there is. Delicious. Yogurts. OK, that's a normal breakfast thing. I'll let you have that. There we go, lunches. Lemon meringue pie and a load of chocolate cookies.
Yeah.
Next. Oh, look, Mum's homemade cake. Wow, and some really big quarter pounders, 2 of them. What are your dinners like?
Mostly homemade, if I'm honest.
Curry. Yep, and good old burgers back in there again. Pizza, plus chips.
Yeah. Chili.
2 pasties there and 2 muffins. So you snack a little bit during the day as well? More cake, and more cake, and more cake. There were quite a lot more snacks to come, weren't there?
Danny's gorging on 3,800 calories a day. She's eating enough for almost 2 women.
You're a sugar and fat junkie, is the bottom line, isn't it? Because up here, you think they make you feel better. What we have to do is get you liking yourself a little bit more. We can make you feel happier, but we can do it in different ways, healthier ways.
It's time to find out exactly how they've eaten themselves to opposite extremes.
You, Madassaris, let's have a look at the sort of breakfast you eat. Here we go. You don't eat a lot, do you? Well, I tell you what, I won't comment. Let's ask James.
Is that 1 week's worth?
That is now, yeah.
Okay, I probably eat that in a day, probably.
That's probably 1 breakfast.
Yeah.
What's the next meal? Lunch?
Lunchtime.
Some sort of chicken curry with rice. Chips? Couple of sandwiches, I think. Some crisps and chocolate bar. How do you feel looking at that and thinking about your weight and your diet?
Well, I think if, I don't know, the average person at that, you'd put some weight on.
Do you think?
It is.
OK, hold that thought. Let's have a look at dinners. That looks like chips, beans, and probably a bit of battered fish. They look exactly the same as your lunches, don't they, quite frankly? Do you enjoy eating this?
Yeah.
You do?
Rice is healthy for you, a bit of fatty food with the chips. So I think it's like balanced out, really.
OK, just hold on a minute. Why are you here?
Because I want to put weight on.
So defending your diet now is not going to cut the mustard with me. There's something wrong with this, isn't there?
Indeed there is. At 1,300 calories a day, Madassa's minuscule portions add up to the recommended intake for a 3-year-old boy.
So not only is it really under in the amount of calories it should contain, but also actually it's under in every vitamin and mineral and phytonutrient that you should be getting. So is this a healthy diet? Is this a balanced diet? No, it's definitely not.
I did actually think mine was average, but obviously being told it's well under is something that hasn't actually sunk in yet.
James?
Yeah.
Shall we have a look at yours?
No.
No? Well, we're going to anyway. Breakfasts? So, cereal with blueberries and crumpets. Oh, that's quite different. A huge fry-up with everything. Let's have a look and move on to lunches. OK, now this is quite phenomenal. Probably half of one of those baguettes is a kind of normal-sized sandwich for one guy.
What, one?
Half of one.
Half of one.
Let's have a look at some more lunches. Tuna pasta salad. Roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, lots of vegetables. That's kind of a big lunch.
Well, at least James is eating his greens.
Do you think that you're slightly not seeing what's actually there?
I would say, yeah, it's little bit too much, but not majorly over.
Not majorly over.
Like Madassa, it seems James is living on planet denial. And his colossal dinners are still to come.
Well, I think that's just about taken us up to the top of the tube, really, hasn't it? Yeah, huge, huge, huge quantity. What do you tend to drink?
Fruit squash.
Fruit squash, let's put it in.
The 6 litres of squash James drinks every day pack a 1,500-calorie punch. By cutting the sugary drinks from his diet, James would lose 3 pounds a week.
You're averaging about 10,000 calories a day. A day. And on your worst day, you hit 12,000 calories.
Gorging on over 10,000 calories a day, James is eating for up to 5 adults. That's 8 Madassas.
Fat, you're getting about 4 to 5 times more fat than you need. That's about 500 grams of fat a day. It's essentially the equivalent of drinking, hold that, a pint of oil a day. So, what do you think? Quite disgusting, huh?
Yeah.